Hello happy people, my name is Dan and it's that time again. It's time to look at some more GM48 Game Jam games. These are all games made within 2 days around the theme of Trapped. So let's see what we've got. Okay, so up first today we have got Trap Down by Minty Max. And in Trap Down what you have to do is shoot the octopus creatures, which is what I'm calling them. I'm not entirely sure what they are. Man-eating aliens, apparently according to the description. I think octopus is cute. I think it works, but whatever they are coming to get you, and you have to shoot them all down while you're trapped in this abandoned building. So you have a very limited space to work with. You get power-ups as you go along. Some of these power-ups as well are fantastic. There's a sufficient amount of juice and movement. It all shakes and jiggles and particle effects. It's all very, very nice and pretty. The colour scheming, you've got your purples and pinks and yellows. It all ties together very nicely. Frustratingly, if I kill an enemy outside of the sort of designated areas, the bonus it drops, entirely unreachable, which is a bit annoying, but it didn't hinder me too much because the amount of bonuses dropped, it was insane. It never got to a point where I was like, oh, I really wanted that and I can't have another solution, because there's always something going on. There's always some sort of bonus to pick up, which is really nice because it adds to the gameplay so much. You get extra health, extra damage, and you really need it because these these aliens start coming in thick and fast. It starts very slow, very peaceful, well, kind of, you know, an easy enough shooter, and then it just goes absolute cuckoo bananas. I got to wave 17, I think it was in the end, or 18, I think it was 17 or 18. But the insanity of this is really nicely done. It's a simple concept, but it's pulled off very, very well. And as you can see, oh, big bomb blows them all up. Brilliant. Quite loud, but brilliant. Yeah, it just goes insane really quickly, and I absolutely love that. So, like I said, simple concept, but done well. And in a jam, that's what you like. Good job. Okay, so up next today we have got a game about bombing robots, made by Arthur GPS2 and Maria Cherry, also known as Something Something. Cute team name. I like that. In this game, you are using money to bomb robots, and when you bomb the robots, robots, but they kind of look like zombie robots. Yeah, I'm kind of getting more of a zombie vibe than a robot vibe. I was just playing this entirely thinking they're zombies, actually. But yeah, I can kind of see it as a bit of a zombie robot situation. What you have to do is you use the various weapons. You've got a mine, a bomb, and a teleport at the bottom left there. You've also got a space which kind of sort of zaps them out of the way. And what you have to do, space like a sort of shockwave thing, so it can kind of deter them. What you have to do is not harm yourself. It's not something I was very good at. And use the weapons, use the currency to buy the weapons, and then fire them off. The only problem I found, I made it to wave 4. I don't know how people made it further because I ran out of money. I know that you can fire the mine and then it blows up and then you get the money back there. Is there another way to get money in this? Because I wasn't able to, so I set off that bomb. I forgot to detonate it, so I ended up killing myself before I figured out what I was doing with that one. Is there another way to make money, or was I doing this wrong? That's a bit I wasn't too sure about. Because it seemed to be I could only get to wave 4 before I ran out of currency. I think there needs to be some kind of fail-safe, some kind of, if you run out of money, here's something you can do. Because with the currency you have, it only allows you to buy 2 mines. So if you buy 2 and mess up on both, you're kind of shit out of luck on your very first go. I think, yeah, it's a really cool concept. I just think there needs to be a bit more of a way to make money, or a bit more of a way to do damage without money. I've probably seen, there is probably something in here that does that, but I haven't seen it yet. I'll have to come back and give it another go. But it is a good game. I enjoyed it. Okay, so up next today we have got Dungeon by Single Shot. And Single Shot, you have made a very beautiful game here. The lighting effects, the voxel graphics, it's very beautifully done. The idea is you are trapped in a dungeon fighting off monsters to unlock the keys to get further and progress further along. It's your fairly standard dungeon crawler, but with a few nuances that I think are really well done. So for a start, as I said, the voxel graphics, amazing. And also, what I found quite interesting about this one, procedural generation. You don't get enough procedural generation these days, and I love procedural generation, so this is really nicely done. There are a few critiques I have. So basically what you need to do to fire is you need to hold the right mouse, and then rather than move, well, you move very slowly then, and that's when you fire. Quite an ingenious idea to add challenge. My only concern is maybe it added a bit too much challenge, because it slowed me right down and I wasn't able to shoot as I walked with just the sort of left hand, the left mouse as it were, the left click, the left button. It became a lot easier to die, and I was very slow. So I'm here in the dead land, and I go back up and I start again. I'm going to have to give it a bit more of a go so I can get further along, because like I said, procedural generation, every time I play it's going to be different. Very well done. But yeah, it's just a bit of a challenge when you're actually firing the weapon. I got a super fast fire there, I like that. But yeah, when it becomes stopping to shoot, it becomes quite difficult to aim. But other than that, like I say, it's beautifully done. Really nice graphics, really nice gameplay, and voxel. Always love a good bit of voxel and procedural generation. So, Single Shot, you've done a really good entry here. Good job. Okay, so our next game today is In the Dark by Ross Bowman. And in this game, what you are doing is you are this person who's got a flashlight, a torch, and what you have to do is make your way out of the maze and not get caught by the creepy monsters and spooky things along the way, like that wonderful character. I don't know who that is, but that seems a bit out of place. It's an interesting concept. It's got that sort of horror vibes about it. Very well done. The sort of can't see what's going on, and it uses the audio cues to basically let you know something spooky is nearby. And I was fully expecting the jump scares. When something's surrounded by darkness, you kind of think, yeah, there's jump scares afoot. And I think your torch does run out of battery, or at least gets a little weaker as you go along. I'm not 100% sure on that though. You've got a nice little glitchy effect going on there when you're next to a monster. The only issue I found is you don't know there's a monster very much until you're basically on top of a monster. It is quite difficult to figure out where you're going on. Obviously I get that's the point. But yeah, it's a maze game where you've got to find the exit, but you can't see where you're going, and then suddenly, monster, all things have gone wrong and you've died. So there is the lovely monster, and I see him, and then I just ran into one, I guess. Yeah, interesting concept. I'm not very good at maze games. I definitely got stuck with this one, but it's a good job. I enjoyed it. And finally today we have Iatrophobia, which is a blank game made by the Pink Parade. It's got no information on the GM48 page, so I'm intrigued to see what this is all about. It did take a while to load. I think there was meant to be an intro cutscene, but it's a bit of an escape room kind of vibe about it. Very impressive it's in 3D, and there's a lot of details on here, but I think some parts of it are a little bit, they maybe need a little refinement. I think perhaps there was a lot of ambition going on here. So I got this code unlocked, and I got a blue key from that. Using that blue key, I managed to get out of this door. There's a lot of exploration going on, but I find the collisions a little bit weird. So you'll see there a couple of times I just bopped into the wall and got myself a little disorientated. Also, something to bear in mind if you play this game, your mouse will lock onto the screen, which is good for playing, but bad for trying to get OBS to start recording while you're playing. A little confusing there. Yeah, there's a lot going on, a lot of exploration. I certainly did feel trapped, which is the theme, so it's definitely on theme. But there is a lot of information to take in, and it's not entirely clear what's going on. There's clearly a lot of depth and a lot of story, which I really appreciate. It's very, very well thought out. And 3D in Game Maker, that is a tough task at the best of times, let alone with 2 days as a time limit. So you see there's a lot of writing there, there's a lot to take in. But yeah, it's just very, very disorientating, and the loading time. So this was the third attempt to open this game, and it took several minutes. Like I said, I think there's meant to be an intro cutscene that didn't play. I didn't get to the end of the end. I got a little bit confused. I think I'll have to come back and try and find my way out of this place. What I ended up doing was going down this gloomy looking corridor. Certainly sets a bit of an eerie tone, that's for sure, because you run into this file and oh look, it's bloodstains. I like the horror vibes going on here, and there's a bit of an eerie noise going on, and it's all very edgy and gloomy. They've really done a very good job. I think the scope of this is certainly much. Also, there's a little weird radio thing there, and it disappeared, and I went to chase it. And then the rest of the time I just ended up chasing it around and round. It says in a minute I'm running around in circles, I'm going mad. You're not wrong, Pink Parade. I was going mad. I was losing my mind playing this game. It's very, very well thought out. Like I said, there's a lot going on. Very technically able. Very impressive. But I am just very bad at puzzles, I think. I get very confused, so I'll have to give it another go. And like I said, it takes a while to open. There's a few little issues here and there. I really think, given the time frame, it was a lot. But it was a good job. I really enjoyed that. In fact, that is all of them for this time around. So I hope you did enjoy. And if you did, stick around and I will see you in the next one. Until then, though, bye!